Hello, folks. Welcome to this channel where I talk about web, node, and developer productivity tools. In continuation to the last video, I'll be talking to the same series where I'll give you a walkthrough of what all tools I use. And today I'm going to talk about version manager for your softwares and uh, prompt configurator. So if you are seeing on my screen, all these things, how these things are being configured, where are all these things coming from, right? So this is something called as prompt in shell world. So wherever you are seeing this blinking cursor and a caret or any other character like dollar or hash or anything, that is generally called as prompt. And then you can basically use some tools to configure your prompt the way I have done this. So there is very famous tool called as Starship prompt. Okay, so you can go to starship.rs. This is very famous and it's very fast. There are other as well, like spaceship prompt, right? So spaceship prompt. Google for these. I'll leave the links to both these in the description below. But you can use this and you can basically customize your prompt as per your choice. Why should one use it, right? So that's the fundamental question. Why should one use it? So as your developer minds start working faster and faster, you want to know the things that are common practices, and you want to know some things ahead of time, even before you start some development onto your project, right? So this is very useful. So here I come to know that okay, this is a Git repository. I'm working on master branch. So I come to know that okay, I am on master branch, and do I need to work on master branch or should I switch the branch? So that's one thing you come to know. There are other things. I'll not be going deeper into all these things, but this symbol is configurable in my setting. It means there are some stash available into my Git index, right? This is again showing me my current working directory. It is showing me my system time. This is again configurable. I'll show you how to configure this and where to go. And this is again configurable, right? So let me go to some different projects. So if I go to my other project, here you can see that uh, I have this, since this is a node project and since it has a package.json, it assumes that it's a Node.js project. So it shows me what is the particular Node.js version that I'm using here, right? And I'll tell you how is this managed and how you can use multiple versions of any software onto your machine at any time, right? So this is one thing, right? So if I now go to maybe say, uh, uh, let me go to some package here. I don't know if it will, no, it doesn't show me, right? So let me go to some uh, other thing. Yeah, so here it now shows me what is the version of my current project's package in the package JSON. It again shows me that I'm working on develop branch, right? The node version here is different. So previously it was 15.8.0, now it is 12.18.4. So how did this work, right? I'll show you this in my version manager talk later in this video. So let's go into how to configure this particular prompt, right? So if I go to Starship, so this is basically Starship prompt that I'm using. The reason I'm not using Spaceship prompt is it's a Node.js based prompt or ZSH based prompt, and it's kind of slow. But Starship is written in Rust, and it's quite fast. So you can follow the installation instructions here, and they are all same for Linux and Windows as well. So Linux, Windows, or even if you are on Mac, you will use Brew. It's your choice what you want to use, but most of the time you will end up. It's better you end up using this because this works across all the operating systems. And then they have given different instructions here based on which shell you are using. So you don't have to use ZSH or fish or anything. It's your choice which shell you want to use, right? You can even keep it to plain bash, and it will work in plain bash as well, right? You just have to add this line into your shells configuration, which I have talked in the previous video, right? So, and then the configuration for this starship prompt is kept into your home directory .config and starship.toml, right? So let me open page slash .config starship.toml, right? And here you can see that I have all the configurations here, right? Basically, if you see, if I search for Node.js, yeah, here it is configured, right? So it is showing me the symbol is here, right? I have given the color, I have given the version, how in what format I want to show. So if I again open my terminal, you can see here, right? So via thing is actually coming from here, right? If I disable it, it will not display it, right? So these are all things you can go onto the documentation of Starship prompt and it will show you, right? Again, so suppose the best thing I like about this prompt is this Git related configuration, right? So suppose I delete package JSON, right? rm minus ref package dot JSON, right? And immediately it shows me this here, right, that there is some changes that I have deleted, right? And I should be cautious while I'm committing these changes because I have deleted some files. And do I really need to delete some files or anything sort of that sort, right? And then I can again use the old aliases that I got from Git plugin on ZSH. I can simply say grs dot and it will go away, right? So there is this delete symbol is no more there, right? So this is very good thing here. So suppose I add some dummy commit here, right? So let me open or go to maybe say some next this project, and if I open package JSON, uh, right, and I delete some line here, right, and I commit this, right? So if I say now, right, it here it now shows me this that there are some edits I have made into the Git index, right? As soon as I say git add dot, it shows me how many files are staged for committing, right? As soon as I commit something here, so maybe I'll say fix dummy commit, right? As soon as this commit is done, uh, it again shows me this that my branch is ahead of the remote branch. So these are all things that I really like, and I come to know that what all things I need to do even before I starting my day or anything, right? So let me just reset it. So these are some aliases that I like to use. I'll maybe add them all to some gist and leave the link into the description. Okay, so this is very in brief about the Starship prompt. So let's now go to the version manager. What's the version manager first of all, right? So version manager helps you basically helps you in using multiple versions of same software at a time. So as you see here, right, that I have 15.8.0 installed. So let me show you what do I mean by that, right? So if I now say node-v, it shows me it's 12.18.4, right? But if I go to my other project and I say node-v, it's different, right? And you must be wondering that, okay, how do you have same different versions of same software, in this case node, right? This is possible via something called as ASDF. Okay, you can go to site asdf -vm. Even you can Google for that. And this is a version manager which I really like because I get to use multiple versions of same software. I can even install multiple versions, update them, or even remove them, or anything, right? And it's pretty easy to install. So you can go to this. You simply need to run a few commands. I'll leave the link to this into the description, and you can go and install onto your machine. But then I want to show you one very cool thing they have done here, right? So traditionally, you must be aware of something called as NVM. So if I go to search NVM, this is a node version manager, right? Now, if you are a node developer, you will be pretty happy with NVM, and you will maybe stick to that, right? But why are all these alternatives there, right? There is alternative like Volta, right? Volta versus NPM. You can search for this, right? And why are all these things there, despite that they are alternatives to each other, right? The primary reason is that they somehow try to overcome the disadvantages, or maybe what to say, uh, complications you eventually land into previous tools, like so. uh, Initially I was using NVM, but then I realized that okay, when I want to use multiple versions of some Python maybe, or some other tool, I have to again search for some different version manager for Python, right? And that actually is kind of tedious. So ASDF helps you manage all the, I mean, most of the versions with just that, right? So you can search for Python here, and you can run multiple versions of Python, multiple versions of R, RabbitMQ, and whatnot. It's the list is tremendous here, right? And this is one primary reason I like it a lot. And then there is another thing, they call it as tools, right? So here I can specify what tool I want to use for this particular directory, right? So I can simply specify here 15.8.0, and it starts using 15.8.0, right? If I go to some different project, and if I again do this, uh, I don't know what is the problem here. Okay, because now I have a NVM RC file here, right? So if I go to NVM RC, it has this 12.18.4, and the best part about SDF is that it uh, supports some older other version managers as well. So in this case, SDF supports NVM as well. So if you are looking to migrate from NVM to SDF, maybe it's easy for you to. You just have to enable a flag into your ZSH-RC. Uh, I don't know where it is. You need to do it in vim right? You just need to add this, and it will start supporting some legacy version files like NVMRC and others as well. So I just wanted to give you a walkthrough of what all these tools and how they help me keep in sync and run lesser commands in order to get most information just by looking at my command prompt. That's all I wanted to show you in this video. And yeah, I'll uh, create one another video on these toolings, and then I'll start jumping into the actual web and other stuff that I guess is more interesting to others. That's all I had here. Cool. Thank you, folks. Do subscribe to my channel, like the video, share it, and leave any comments if you have any suggestion, feedback, or if you know any better tools than these. Please leave a comment down in the comment section, and I'll be happy to make a video on those too. Cool. Thank you.